Hey there. So yeah, this is an absolutely realistic goal for naltrexone and the Sinclair method. In fact, most people who go on this treatment have a goal to moderate their drinking, and it's possible. If you look at the research for most people who use this treatment, they can be able to moderate their drinking, even if it wasn't possible before. I know I might get people in the comments. The comment I see all the time is, if you have an alcohol addiction, moderate drinking is not possible. And this is true historically, but when you use treatments like naltrexone and the Sinclair method that works to address the root issue of excessive drinking, which is neurologically in the brain, moderate drinking becomes possible for most people, even if it was impossible before. I went on the treatment in 2017 and never intended to quit drinking. It just sort of happened for me by accident after about a year on the protocol because I just lost interest in alcohol. I might drink again one day, and if I did, I would just take naltrexone beforehand because it's like my insurance policy. I know that if I took naltrexone and waited an hour and drank, I would be able to have one, maybe two drinks, and I would just get that off switch that naltrexone provides, and I would feel satisfied after that. And one other thing I want to say is that it does take time to get to that place where you have a noticeable off switch with naltrexone to where you genuinely feel like you have control when you drink. It took me about 7 or 8 months to get there, where I knew that 100% of the time that I drank, I was going to have that off switch and I wouldn't be able to drink more than 2 drinks. It took me time to get there. It takes most people time. I get messages all of the time from people who are a couple weeks or a couple months in and they're surprised that they're still drinking too much. This is really normal. It takes time to change the brain and reverse the alcohol use disorder in the brain through this treatment. And it also requires, like I always talk about, meeting the medicine halfway, where naltrexone is doing its part to help reverse the AUD in the brain, and we have to meet the medicine halfway to gradually change habits, drink more mindfully, find other coping skills, and things like that. So, like I said, most people who go on this treatment do so to drink moderately, and that is what their drinking pattern typically looks like. The longer someone's on this treatment, the medicine seems that it works better and better. And so for a lot of people who get to the place where they have a moderate relationship with alcohol and they're back in control fully again with alcohol, typically they're drinking a couple of times a month, a couple of times a year, maybe once a week. It's totally up to you to decide. And if and when they do drink, they just follow the Sinclair Method protocol, which is taking naltrexone before drinking. But I always just like to remind people it takes time. We tell people to give it a year to see full results. It's kind of like a weight loss journey where you see gradual and continuous changes throughout the time on the treatment. Hope that answers your question.